What's up, Ink Society? Welcome back to another video. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Vonnie. I'm the co-founder of Inkbuffer. Inkbuffer is a travel and entertainment company. Now, while we are an entertainment company, we do like to touch on topics that relate to equity, finances, financial literacy, okay, because eventually we want to get to a point where we're teaching our community how to manage their money and how to multiply their money. That's what I care about. All right. So I feel like in this interview, this Mo'Nique interview, I feel like she's going to touch on some things. Okay. And I would like to understand some things from her perspective. This is an interview on Hollywood. As a black woman, and I'm a black woman trying to, build my own thing. But as a black woman, I would like to know Mo'Nique's perspective, because we know in the past she's been looked at as the bad guy for speaking up, for speaking out about things, for fighting for equity. And so I got to give Mo'Nique this time. We got to make this the first interview we react to. We just do. I don't know. It's just fitting. I gotta see what Auntie Mo gotta say. I gotta see what's up. Okay. The first time I ran into Monique, not ran into her, I've never met her, but the first time I've seen her on TV was from the Parkers. Now, I don't know how old y'all are, but that's how old I am. If you were watching the Parkers, you know what's up. Mo'Nique is a legend. She's a legend. Let's not get that messed up. She is a legend, and I'm going to commend her for putting an end to bonnets in public. Because I haven't seen too many women with bonnets in public since she said that. I promise you. I swear to you. Let me know. Comment below. Okay, so let's get into the clips. Let's just get into the clips. That way it's focused and it's not so much everywhere. Okay, and I'm going to get into the topics I'm interested in. So let's do it like that. The Parker's making $2 billion. Okay, let's get into that.
So we are WWE superstars, and we're husband and wife.
When it's hot, I go commando. I got a show called The Parkers. After I was in Hollywood less than 90 days.
Wow.
90 days. And you have agents, and you have managers, and you have attorneys, right? And they're telling you all the good things. And everybody always said to me, you want to get the syndication.
Yes.
You want to get the syndication. Once you get the syndication, you work because you want to work.
Right.
What does that mean?
So syndication is what, 5 years, 100 episodes?
Syndication is 100 episodes.
Okay.
Right? So that's all I knew. I didn't know to ask to be an executive producer of my own image. And nobody told me. I didn't know to ask for that. I didn't know to ask for, after the third year of being on a successful sitcom, that you could say, I now need a bonus. I didn't know to even negotiate that, and no one told me.
You know what's crazy? You don't know what you don't know. That's why it's so important to have good people around you, knowledgeable people around you, who gonna look out for you. That's rare too. It's extremely rare. But you don't know what you don't know, and so you get taken advantage of. But then, fortunately, I could say unfortunately, but fortunately, it becomes a lesson that you'll never make that mistake again.
To negotiate that.
They're definitely not going to tell you.
All they kept saying is, when you get the syndication, when you get the syndication, when you get the syndication. Well, 3 years in, the Parkers was in syndication. Now, no one told me that. You learn it once you open your eyes, because now I'm going around the country doing promos. The Parkers is coming on at 4 o'clock in your city. The Parkers will be on at 2:30 in Sacramento. Y'all make sure y'all watch the Parkers. It's coming on. I'm not knowing I'm promoting the show in syndication. No one told me that. All we're doing is saying, if we get to 5 years, We got to 5 years. 110 episodes. Me and a beautiful young lady named Countess Vaughn, who was my baby to this day. We had the Laverne and Shirley law.
I like that she shouted her out.
Supposed to be equal.
Yeah.
Once we got to the 5
Because
years,
they were fired
my attorney-
together.
My attorney. And the agents said, oh, the Parkers made money. Y'all gonna get paid from the Parkers. It's made money. Okay. Years go by. By 2004, the Parkers, we went off the air in 2004, right? In 5 years, by 2009, the Parkers had made $800 million.
You like, oh yeah.
Stay
Money,
with me.
Money.
800 million.
Hey, come on. Hey, yeah. All right. Okay, because we waiting to get that money, Santa. Oh, check is coming. We get a call. We got to do an audit, and everything. Okay. And that was in 2009 that it made 800 million. We're now in
2009.
2024. And they're trying to convince Countess Vaughn and I that show made no money. They're trying to convince us that a show that cost roughly $65 million to make. In our last year of shooting the Parkers, Countess Vaughn and I made $55,000 a piece.
That's it? How much were you making an episode?
$55,000 an episode.
Okay, so how many episodes
At
did
the
you
end
shoot
of
that last
5 years. That last year we shot 22 episodes.
Okay.
We made $55,000 a piece. At the end of a top-rated.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Well, let me do that math.
We made $55,000 a piece. At the end of a top-rated
Hold on.
Let me do the math.
$5,000 an episode.
Okay, so how many?
Let me do the
We
math.
made $55,000 a piece.
Hold on.
$65 million to make. In our last year of shooting the Parkers, Countess Vaughn and I made $55,000 a piece.
That's it? How much were you making an episode?
$55,000 an episode.
Okay, so how many episodes
At
did
the
you
end
shoot that
of
last?
5 years. That last year we shot 22 episodes.
Okay.
We made $55,000 a piece.
Okay.
At the end of a top-rated
Hold on. Time out.
Okay.
Are you saying you made $55,000?
So she's saying in that
for
5th
22
year,
episodes,
she made
or you
1.2
saying you made
million.
$55,000 per episode. Because I want to make sure I'm hearing you.
Let me
correctly.
make sure you hear me correctly. We did 22 episodes.
Yes.
We were paid $55,000 per episode.
That's 1.2
for
million.
22 shows.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
That's on a hit show.
Right.
That is unheard of. Because we're two black women.
We don't even know what's unheard of. Like if she's saying $55,000 a show, I don't know. If I were in her position right now, I don't know what I should be getting. If I were in her position right now, I'd be like, oh, that's good. Until you do the math and you realize you getting paid pennies. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a like, they had the audacity type of laugh.
I don't know to fight for it.
Right.
Countess is young. Countess is a baby
Right.
in this business. So I don't know to say that.
We should be making 100,000, 150, 200,000 an episode.
You don't know what you don't know, man.
So now today, y'all want to convince us that show made no money? That show has made over $2 billion, and I'm guesstimating. And you want to convince us that our percentage, we make no money? We can't allow that to happen.
Right.
That's why we're fighting. That's why we're saying, no, guys, we can't sit on our hands like that.
Right.
You know how many of us, when you watch Good Times, when you watch The Jeffersons, when you watch Sanford and Son, whose family is benefiting from our images? Because the damn show ain't ours.
Whose family is benefiting from our image? Y'all don't understand why this hits. But just picture a society where your culture basically determines how society moves. You know, it's like when you shape, when you're a part of music, fashion, and you don't really get to benefit off of it. Like, picture another culture coming in, investing in your culture. You'll get pennies. It's like the NBA. NBA. We know the NBA is, the real ballers are black men. Same for the NFL. They get paid pennies compared to the corporations who own the NFL or the NBA. Like, it's sad. And we look at it and we're like, you know, we're making millions. But it's like, it's almost like you just know that it'll be impossible, almost damn near impossible for us to catch up as a culture. Like, impossible. We, for some reason, feel like there's no other way. We feel like there's no other way. Because we continue to be a part of someone else's platform and then wonder why we don't receive a certain thing. It's like going to work for somebody. You're either going to be the owner of a company or you're going to be the worker. You get to choose. You get to choose to a certain extent, because even as a black person, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be the boss, because you probably don't have the resources. I'm telling y'all this from a business perspective. You probably don't have the resources. So what you going to do, you're going to go ahead and you're going to probably work for somebody to get some money in your pocket so that you can have some money to start something, to do something. So, boom, there it is. We're in a position where, yeah, we need to own. Okay, that's the simple answer. But we don't have the resources, y'all. We don't have the resources. And we don't come from luxury. We don't come from this. And so, yeah, we're pretty much living in someone else's world, at least in the United States, trying to fight for them to give us something. We're trying to fight for them to give us something. Why would they do that? Why would they do that if they know you ain't got the resources to do it yourself? You understand what I'm saying? It's business. It's just business.
You see why I fight the way
It
I
ain't
fight?
right,
Yeah.
but it's
It
business.
does not make sense. You have to explain it.
Moesha. How did that come about?
Moesha?
Yeah. You had an audition for Moesha, right?
No, sir.
Hold on.
No, sir.
You didn't get on Moesha?
I did. I say this.
If you sleep
What?
on your side, I bet you hate your pillow, and this is why.
Oh my gosh.
They might be as
Get off.
Not to be, but I never auditioned.
What?
I've never auditioned.
Moesha.
I think I
Moesha.
thought I was auditioning for a Burger King commercial, but what it really was the agency I was with at the time,
Right.
just trying to blow smoke.
Right.
You know, making me think I'm doing something.
Right.
But to audition, when I first came to Hollywood, I told this guy named, I believe his name is Mark Unray, and I told AJ Johnson, and I told a sister named Kimberly Brooks. I said, I'm not auditioning. And they was like, okay, like your fat ass. You not auditioning? Okay, fat ass. We'll see. That's what they did. They laughed. But I meant that. I'm like, what you see is what you get. I am not going to, especially now. Especially now, why ever would I audition when I've got the highest award that you can get in this business called acting? And why would I do that?
That's an interesting perspective to think that you don't have to compete. She not wrong, but it's off-putting just a little bit. She not wrong, but it's like, can someone not come in and be better than her? I get it. She is who she is at the time. She still is who she is. But, you know, is there a lack of humility at that point?
Right.
Because once I do that, I devalue me. If you can't look at my work and say, that's what we want, then no thank you.
Right.
Like they'll call, they'll send emails and they'll say, what's Monique availability? None of your business.
But I also respect knowing your value. It's like, it can go so many ways, y'all. It can go so many ways. It can go so many ways.
I don't know you. So you just going to send an email and want to know what's my availability. I'm offer only. I am offer only. So again, we got to be careful what we say yes to. What Sidney Poitier say? It's not how many times you say.
Now, I may be trained a certain way. She's coming from a different perspective where she is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not great, but I got a lot of work to do. You know, I have a lot of work to do. But I'm saying, if you have a proven track record, you know your worth, is it okay to demand it?
Yes. It's how many times you say no. And the moment our baby auditioned, they got set up for no trailers. They got set up for no food. They got set up for no drivers. Because now in their mind, they think you're desperate.
Right.
So when Oprah does the one-on-one with Taraji and she begins to run down her credits, the great Taraji P. Henson, then why ever would you allow the audition to happen? Why ever would you allow that? Why wouldn't you go to that studio and say,
She didn't have to.
she doesn't have to, I handpicked them. So either our sister's not as powerful as we believe she
Right.
is, or either there's not the concern that she tries to make it look like it is.
But you turn a couple of appearances on Moesha into the Parkers.
This is how the Parkers happen. Normally you shoot a pilot,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
And the pilot, they decide whether or not they're going to do the show from the pilot, right?
Yes.
Okay. Countess Vaughn and I, when I go to a meeting with a guy named Larry Little at Big Ticket Television, and at the time my agent was a woman named Susie Unger. They're trying to sell a talk show.
Yes.
We have a meeting. He says, listen, I don't need her to do a talk show, but if she can act, she has her own show. My agent said, of course she can act. Well, she didn't know if I could act or not, but I said, damn it, of course I can act. They brought Countess Vaughn into that meeting. That was at 1 o'clock. By that evening, they were negotiating the deal for the Parkers. The way they introduced the character, because they always talked about Kim's mother on Moesha,
Right.
they introduced Nikki Parker in an episode of Moesha, which was the pilot spinoff
Right.
to the Parkers. There was never an audition. There was never any of that.
So now all of a sudden you got your own sitcom.
Shut up. Come on now.
You go home and you like, from Bmore, Maryland, from what I went through to this.
Yes.
Are you looking around like, Damn it,
Hold on. From B More?
I knew this. I knew this day before it happened.
Yes. Yes.
Or did she just work in Baltimore?
And
That's crazy. Did y'all know I'm
you
from
know how you knew something
Baltimore?
as a child? Like, did you know you were gonna play
Yeah,
professional
absolutely.
sport? I knew it, Shannon. I knew it. Like,
I'm looking it up.
I knew as a child, and I say this humbly, I knew the world would know my name. Like, I knew that.
Right.
So once you in it, you be just like,
This is a metabolism killer, this is a metabolism killer, and this is a metabolism killer.
I know she ain't from Woodlawn. I know she ain't from Woodlawn.
can be in a supermarket. And
She from
somebody
what? Yo, what?
say, is that you?
Y'all don't understand. Monique is from Woodlawn. It's Baltimore, y'all. It's Baltimore. She is actually Baltimore County. Monique, Auntie Monique, you from Woodlawn? Yo, that's so lit. Cause y'all don't understand. We moved from Dallas, Texas. Actually, we were living in Fort Worth, Texas. And we just moved back to the DMV area. I'm not even in my room. I'm in my aunt's guest room while we find a place to live the next couple of months. But yo, it's crazy to see successful women where you're from, successful black women. It's crazy to see that they're from where you're from. Now, I didn't grow up in Woodlawn per se, but I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes away from Woodlawn. It's just crazy. You can come out of anywhere and make it. Oh my God. Like it, y'all don't understand. It's a different feeling.
And I still can tear up because I'm like, I'm here.
Right.
I remember when I got my first parking lot at the Parkers. I didn't know I had a parking space. And they would send out emails to say, if you're here for the Parkers, park outside the gate. That's how naive I was. When you asked me, was I naive? So I would park outside the gate. Even though I'm one of the stars of a show, baby, they said if you with the Parker, because there's no 101. There's no Hollywood 101. There's no introduction. They just say go and you're supposed to get it.
Yeah.
So I would walk across the parking lot all the way over to the set, to the stage, till a brother named William Tripp was in a golf cart one day. He said, Mo, what you doing? I said, going to the set. He said, why are you walking across the parking lot? I said, oh, because they said if you with the Parkers, you got to park outside the gate. That brother laughed, but it was a brotherly laugh. He said, come here, baby, let me show you something. And I got on that golf cart, and he drove me to my parking space that had my name on it.
Wow.
That was a moment for me.
Wow.
Like I'm pulling up to a studio, and
Wow.
that's my name. That's the little fat black.
Listen, if you can be that for someone, be that for someone. Like if you see something that's not supposed to be happening, be that for someone. Be that guide for someone. He didn't have to do that. He could have just laughed it off and kept it moving. But you see how she remembered his name, because that was a moment for her.
From Baltimore, Maryland, who was in the slow class.
I can't
That's the little fat
believe
black
she
girl
from Baltimore.
Maryland, who didn't have a lot of friends. A lot of people didn't want to deal with me. But that's my name on that parking space. Now, do you see why I fight like I fight? Because it's all possible. But what happens is we then lose ourselves in the possibility of what we're getting. And now we're too afraid to lose it. So all the principles, all the morals, all your values, they don't go away. You just push them to the side. Because you know what it's like not to have gas money. So I'll just, I just go ahead and do that a little bit. My soul won't let me do that.
Why did you want to?
I don't think y'all caught that. I don't think y'all caught that. Putting your morals, your values, your integrity to the side because you're in need of money. Don't you know what kind of situation that can put you in? Something like that can ruin your entire life. I'm speaking from experience, y'all. I'm speaking from experience, man. I've done it. And it sent my soul somewhere dark. Like somewhere dark. And I'm still coming up out of that. I'm still trying to survive. I've survived it. I've done more than enough healing, but I got a long way to go. Just because I put my morals to the side, my values to the side, for some money, for some paper.
Famous. You asked me earlier, did I know that I was going to play in the NFL? And I told you yes, because I wanted to play in the NFL because it was going to get my grandmother and my family into a situation they probably would have never enjoyed without it.
Come on.
That was my driving force. That was all I thought about, Mo. Given your family situation and what transpired, why did Mo want to be famous so bad?
I'm a little fat black girl, baby. And ask another fat black girl. We fight for that attention. Because you wasn't the one picked on the playground to play kickball.
Right.
You wasn't the one picked for the spelling bee. You wasn't the one picked for this. You wasn't the one picked for that. So I was like, one day, I'm sure you growing up, you had your challenges.
Yeah.
You were a dark-skinned man.
Yeah.
There was a time you stuttered.
Yeah, I wasn't always popping, Mo. Now that you brought it up.
Let's talk about it, Shay Shay.
It was the elder barges.
Yo. The fact that she's that aware she's aware enough to say that is wild. She just said, he asked her why she wanted to be famous. She said, I wasn't picked for anything. And it's crazy how in those moments, she probably felt like shit. Oh, y'all not picking me. Oh, boys probably didn't like her. You name it. All of that rejection led to her becoming who she is today. All of that rejection. So think about it. We all go through this. We still face rejection, but growing up, we know what it felt like to be rejected. We know, like some of us were popular in school, some of us weren't. Now I play basketball, so I was like a certain level of popular, but just because I play basketball, I wasn't really like, I wasn't that person. But I was always like the baller girl on the basketball team. So I don't know. But just picture the moments where you're rejected. You don't think that that's building something within you or inside you. You don't think that God is prepping you for a particular moment. You don't think that it's a part of God's plan. You don't think God is saying like, you need this, you need to feel this way so you can get to where I'm trying to get you. Like, y'all don't.
Your hair was curly, your skin was black.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
Yeah, now that you brought it up, I wasn't
know
always
what
popping.
that is. So
Yeah.
now to be that. Now to be that.
Yeah.
Now you got to be careful. Because you remember the time when she told you, no, I don't want to go out on a date with old Black Shannon.
Yeah,
Let me talk to her right now. Let me talk to your ass that wouldn't go out with Black Shannon. Now you wish you would have went out with Black Shannon that studied. Okay, you wish you would have went out with Black stuttering
Yo, he's
Shannon
stupid.
Sharp's ass. Now look at him. He got the Shay Shay show. I bet her ass a tub. I've been there. I've been there. So we understand it. You know, you understand that drive. You understand that thing in you that says, I won't let nobody stop me. Now, my drive wasn't that I wanted to get my family out of poverty because I've always grown up in a middle-class environment. So it wasn't that we were dirt poor. You know, we didn't have no whole lot, but I didn't look at it as we were in poverty.
Right.
For me, I just wanted to... I wanted the world to know me. And then once I had a son, right? I was very young when I had my first son. I didn't want him to have to go to a college because that was all that my parents could afford. I wanted him to be able to do whatever he wanted to do. And there was a sacrifice in that, right? Because when you're trying to go get it, you're missing this right here.
Oh, you miss a lot.
The nurturing,
Yes.
you miss all of that.
Yes.
So, you know, all of that had to
Right.
be dealt with. So now with this group, with my second set of children, I'm a different mother than I was then. So my whole thing is even right now.
Y'all not understanding what she's saying. Y'all could be understanding. That's just me. That's just my way of trying to get my point across. This is what she just said. I was a different mother to this child than I am to these children. It's not because I love this child any less. It's because I was busy trying to go get it. I missed the nurturing. Now think about how we look at our parents. I used to get mad at my mom for certain things. I didn't understand. And my mom, she was a single mother. My dad was nowhere to be found. I wasn't bringing him up. I wasn't saying he need to do this, he need to do that. I wasn't saying any of that. I'm blaming her for everything. She out working, getting that bread to take care of me. And I was looking at what she wasn't doing. She had to be a different mom to me. She had to, like, she's a different mom today. My mom is lit today. She making that bread. She's doing her thing. I see that she is a different mother today. But it's like Monique is so aware, and you can tell she's held herself accountable. I don't know if she did some therapy or what, but she openly admits she was a different mother to one of her children because she was just at a different point in her life. And we don't see that people evolve. And even in marriage, you see when you hear when people say, "Oh man, this person is gonna evolve into another person." you're gonna be married to somebody else in 5 years. I'm married, so I'm speaking on marriage, but it's true. It's true, bro. People evolve. I got a couple of friends who are mad at one of their parents because of, you know, how one of their parents is treating their new child. Not even understanding that they were in a different place back then. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our parents raised us in their 20s. Think about your 20s. Think about your 20s. You had no idea what you were doing. Just out here. Come on. That's real, Mo. That's real, Auntie Mo.
We want to make sure that when we leave here, our babies are good.
Right.
And their babies are good. And if Tyler Perry not told that lie, we will be on our way to that. And I know people saying, why she keep going back to that? I'm going to keep going back to that shit, Shannon Sharp, till he takes
I don't even know what you're talking about. What?
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that
What?
subscribe.
What Tyler Perry lie about?